Hi, Phil.
What up, Ryan?
What's going on, buddy? How you doing?
I'm doing good. Who's this?
Who's this fine-looking gentleman between us?
Oh.
We're always putting men between us.
Yes.
You know,
That's
be
the,
helped.
that's the safe thing to do.
that's it's keeping it safe.
Can't be helped.
Who is this? Tell me.
This is my good friend, a longtime friend,
Long time.
Rob Bock of the Locksmiths.
How's it going, guys? Happy to be here.
Of the Locksmiths. Okay. Also, we're brown bagging it today.
Yes, apparently. We're brown bag. Oh,
And we're gonna
Yeah.
some more.
Ooh. Oh yeah, that tastes like a liquid lunch right there. So good.
I don't even. This is
I'm not. I gotta.
sliding.
Yeah, I'm not sure I trust the brown bag at this point.
Yeah, this is sliding like a.
It is
Yeah.
sliding a lot.
I'm
yeah.
really worried it's gonna like.
Yeah,
spill out.
we'll take it out.
Yeah.
The joke is over. I'm drinking a giant.
I have a Corona Extra.
Oh, Corona.
Modelo.
Kobe. Oh.
Oh. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, wait a minute.
Is that a?
Okay, so the first question I have that I have to know is where the name. Tell me about the name.
The name came from. Okay, so I was at work, and I was singing a song. Okay, so I think it was like a song. It
was a song.
I think it was "I Feel Pretty" from West Side Story.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Sorry, Ryan. Sorry,
Yeah.
I know you don't like the musicals
I know. I do. Wait, what would you say from? What were you saying?
from West Side Story.
Oh. Okay. No, I was thinking In the Heights because I saw In the Heights and I liked.
That was like the bootleg.
Yeah.
West Side
Yeah, I
Story.
mean, there's definitely a relationship there.
Yeah.
But I was singing "I Feel Pretty" from West Side Story, and one of my coworkers heard me. And that was earlier in the day, and then later in the day, I was singing the same song, but I guess I had gone up a couple of keys.
Okay.
And he said, "You know, you could be a locksmith the way you're changing keys like that."
Oh.
And I was like,
oh,
The Locksmiths, and that's kind of like that's where it came from. Yeah.
that I didn't know that story. That is a
It's
That's a
that is
story.
that's a great line.
That's
Thanks,
that's-
thanks, Joe Azizi, for the shout out. For
You
the,
could be a
yeah.
locksmith with the
Name
way
it,
you're
yeah, name
changing keys like that.
So,
oh man.
tell me a little bit about the band. Like, is it you? Let's go. Yeah.
So, the band was formed. Sorry. Oh man, beer. So the band was formed with me and my wife.
Right.
We had met a mutual friend of ours. Shout out Chris Louie, was trying to put a band together, and he's a mutual friend, and he contacted both of us to kind of like do this thing. We like met at his house,
Mhm.
Nice.
and Chrissy, my wife, Chrissy Bock, was one
Hi,
of the
Chrissy.
people, and I was one of the other ones, and there was another guy there, Kevin, and so he was like, "Oh, we're gonna put this band together," and like he had some like some poetry that he was trying to get music to, and so we were just sitting there, and then he kind of like left the room, and it was just kind of me and her just kind of like sitting there like just looking at each other and being like, "Oh," we kind of like we started singing like a Beatles song,
Nice.
"I've Just Seen a Face," and like she was like singing a harmony over it, and like we had met, and we were just like there was like that connection.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And then I did one of the stupidest thing one of the stupidest things I had ever done. Not stupid, but I guess I'd never done it before, like asking a girl for a number.
Oh.
And I'd never done it before. And we were leaving like this rehearsal, and I was like, "Hey, can I get your number for musical purposes?" Like trying to be like, I'm not trying to hit on you, but
That's funny, but
I like you, I guess. I was not suave. I was not suave.
that's funny. It's the first girl you ever asked for her number, and it's the last girl you ever asked.
That's
for her
right.
number.
That's right. It's a good point.
Also, there's a motorcycle.
There's a motorcycle outside, and they're
So-
probably gonna sit there and idle for
Oh,
like
yeah.
at least
It's okay.
3 minutes.
Well,
Oh, there you
when
go.
I asked
Oh,
for
you
the
turned it off.
oh wow,
Okay.
I thought it was like a Foley technique. Because at the time I was also driving like a 1989 Buick
Oh.
Century
You should add
that I
it.
got from this like old lady who was trying to sell her car. It did not have brakes, and like it was like super squeaky.
When
And
did you stop? Emergency.
Flintstones.
well, why did she give me her number after she saw me like trying to get into this car that was like decrepit? Anyway, I guess she liked me too because now we're married with all these kids and stuff.
I would say the kids would probably solidify that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say that would be the thing that would really solidify it.
She didn't marry you for papers. Yeah.
Yeah.
She'd be barking off the wrong tree with you.
Absolutely, yeah, that's a true story.
Well, that's beautiful.
true.
So it's just you two. There's no so it's all acoustic.
So it's mainly the two of us, and like over the course of the years, we've had like a rotating group of people who've sort of like been in the band and out of the band, but for the most part, it's me and her, and a friend of mine, Christian Apuzzo, and
There it goes.
Cold Quest, who are their band is Cold Quest and the City Pickers. Shout out to them.
Hey, cool. I like that
They-
shirt. Is that a
Thank you.
is that a
That's
raccoon?
that is a raccoon
That's adorable.
playing a banjo,
That's adorable.
but that's their shirt. Cold Quest, the City Pickers, and like so that I met them.
I'm gonna close the window
Oh.
because it's open. You guys keep going. I'm just gonna close the window.
All right,
Alright.
cool.
So yeah, so they so I met them and they just kind of like became part of the band for the most part, and that's kind of where things kind of are.
Okay.
But essentially, it's like a rotating. It's like like a family band. People come in and out.
You could have stayed over here. Because it sounds like the window's still open.
It's a little better.
It's all
It's
right.
a couple of decibels better.
It's all right. It's not really picking up anyway. So yeah. So how long have you been playing? So here's the thing. Rob and I have known each other for about 25 years.
So long.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just about. So we grew up in the same neighborhood.
Union
What-
Hill, St. Martha represent.
Yeah. We went to the same church and stuff, and went to the same high school.
Kellenberg?
Yeah. We both went to Kellenberg.
Go Firebirds.
Yeah. And Rob has, Rob has been performing. He was. Is it appropriate to call you a theater kid?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
he was definitely a
Definitely
theater kid. He was a theater kid in
Again,
high
sorry,
school.
Ryan.
That's okay. No,
I feel like I listened to an episode previously, and I heard Ryan talk about how much he doesn't like musical theater, and every time it comes up, I feel like I have to apologize.
real quick
Sorry.
interlude. No, you're good. Actually, we saw Cabaret the other night
Oh,
with Adam Lambert. It was fucking amazing.
yeah.
It was so good. It was.
That's
it was,
great.
It was. I forget what. I don't know the name of these theaters, but it was a theater that was like immersive, 3 floors, and then the performance was done on a circular stage, like you're surrounding the stage.
Oh, okay.
And it moved.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
incredible. It was, and it's also like tied into like kind of reminiscent of what's going on right now in this world. But
Adam Lambert's doing. I thought wasn't
Very
he
topical.
doing? Wasn't Adam Lambert doing like frontman for Queen for a
Yeah.
little while?
He was doing that.
he was,
Yeah.
and then I think he does it every once in a while
Yeah.
now. But he's been doing that. He'll do it for another couple of weeks. But it was great, and also
Okay.
the wife from Frasier is in it. I don't know if you've ever seen Frasier.
Which wife?
What's the name's
his
wife?
ex-wife, Frasier's ex-wife.
BB Newworth.
Yeah,
Oh, she's fantastic.
she's in
Pull
it
that
as,
out
like,
of-
the older woman.
I love BB Newworth.
It was really
Sorry.
good. Sorry, continue.
It's okay.
Want to
So-
let you know that I don't hate all musicals, most of them. So
So Rob was in high school, was a theater kid. He was also part of the God Squad.
Oh, bringing my skeletons out early.
No, so
No, it's okay. It's fine.
so we went to, we went
No,
to,
yeah, yeah.
we went to a Catholic school,
Oh.
and there was I guess it's hard to explain.
Yeah, it's really hard.
to actually
in a,
break
in a
that down.
Catholic school, it's yeah. So like,
Because it's not like in a normal Catholic school. So we had like, so I guess let's forget about the God Squad.
it was like this like niche group of kids who were like,
Because we had a section of the school, it's called the Ark.
yes,
And that's where a lot of like the religious educators kind of like would,
was there two?
I guess it was kind of like a teacher's lounge for,
Mhm.
but for like the spiritual teachers, I guess.
yeah, so a lot like yeah. So because you know when you're in Catholic school, you're forced to take essentially what's theology.
Yeah.
Right. So but in Kellenberg, it was like definitely multi-layered. There's more of it. You know, there's a chapel that you can go to before lunch and stuff like
Yeah, it was
that.
tons of stuff.
So it's a bunch of like things like that. So like I remember I was kind of that too because I was in Gregorian Consortium, so I sang. So I was like at the very least, I sang in high school.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
God,
I was at the very least. I wasn't. I
You a
couldn't.
bass?
Huh? I was a benner. I was a bass, not a tenor.
Got
Wow,
it.
that was hard to get out.
Like, what's a benner?
Yeah. So like I was like God Squad adjacent.
Yeah,
'Cause
that
I
was like all, that was like Mr. Basil's.
Yeah,
thing, so.
Mr. Basil's
Yeah.
thing. So I was I was in the Ark all the time. Also,
Yeah, I was
at
I mean,
least every Wednesday.
but I mean, it was one of those things where it was like, it like was by name like God Squad, like
Mhm.
religious stuff, but people were just going there to like hang out.
Yeah.
Like, I just wanted to get out of
And
my
then-
homeroom.
And honestly, the school wouldn't dare call it the God Squad. It was what everybody else was
Oh
calling
yeah,
them.
it was just like the nickname.
Yeah, it was just a nickname for like a lot of the cats that you saw that were hanging out in the Ark and stuff like that.
Got it.
But yeah, like when did you start getting into like performing and stuff?
So I started. I mean, I was always kind of like when we were at St. Martha's, I was in the choir when I was like
Stage.
just like a little kid.
Yeah,
And I
me
would
too.
be like singing in the choir. And then I was into music, and then I was in choir in like early high school. And then I think around, I want to say my sophomore year, my brother Dennis he was starting college, and I think he took like a guitar course, and he had to get a guitar, and he wasn't really using it. So it was one of those things where I was like, oh, a guitar, and like I like picked it up, and from then on I was like, it's like one of those things where like you just know.
Yeah, and
like I started playing it, and I was like, I just became like obsessed with it.
Yeah, it's an acoustic acoustic guitar, right?
Yes, an acoustic guitar.
Do you use a pick or you a finger?
Both. I do all.
I had no way to ask all
the things. I do all the things.
I was gonna say, do you finger it? But I was just like, I can't say that.
Yep.
I can't say that.
So
I touch it in all the ways.
I have a vivid memory of being in the gym at St. Martha's with you and your brother playing guitar, like randomly. Yeah, but I just remember that you guys used to play together every once in a while.
Does he still play?
Well, he was playing drums probably.
No. Like you guys just both happen to have your guitars with you.
Oh, that's
like,
so funny.
It was like we were just. You remember there was always, for some reason, when we were in high school, there was always like a reason for like our crew to hang out together.
Absolutely.
And it was always like either like Colombian Squires.
The Squires. Shout out Squires.
Or
wherever you are.
St. Martha's Youth Group or St. Martha's. Like there was a lot. Growing up, there was a lot of church in my in my week. Like it wasn't just Sunday. It was like Sunday, then Monday night, then Wednesday evening. It was a lot.
All the time.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah. So like and
that's a lot of God.
And we were in a lot of the same groups together, Rob and I. So like because of that, we were always hanging out together.
But did you guys get in trouble ever?
No, we weren't troublemakers.
We were good God-fearing kids.
Yeah, I was a troublemaker. I got in a lot of trouble in Catholic school. I got kicked out of Catholic school.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah.
Like the most trouble I got in school, I got in trouble outside of school, but the most trouble I got in school was because I had a bad haircut.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, stop.
Sorry,
I would love to see this. I would love to see these.
No, it was just if you had your hair, if your hair was cut too close.
Yeah, they don't like. There's so many rules.
What, like a fade?
I had a high fade. I had a high top fade in high school.
Like a
Fresh Prince.
Oh wow!
I had that in high school.
I love that.
As a joke. I did it. Right. And then I got in trouble because it was like too much of a dramatic difference or whatever. However they explained it.
They had all these unnecessary.
I got in trouble and I had Saturday detention.
You got detention
so ridiculous.
Haircut?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I know like girls with like hoop earrings it wasn't allowed to be like bigger than like
your finger
or something like that. Yeah, I was like
if the teacher could put their finger through the hoop earring,
it was like such a.
I'm starting to see a pattern of things at that school that might be controversial for things they didn't allow. So.
Oh yeah.
Oh well, yeah.
The high tops, the hoop earrings.
Catholic school.
Kind of seeing a pattern here.
Oh.
Just. Random.
What are you getting at, Ryan?
Just saying.
I enjoyed my time at Kellenberg. I will say that.
Same.
Yeah,
Okay.
Rob more than I, because Rob passes. People don't realize that Rob's Hispanic, but Rob passes.
That's true. Yeah, I do. I pass. I know. I pass.
Is your mom, dad?
My mother's from Peru.
Oh wow, very cool.
Yeah, I remember when I met his mom and I found out that was his mom. I was like, nah, stepmom.
It's so funny because I still do that at work. Like I will be at work and my mom will come in and she'll be like, "Oh, Leggy," and like she'll like speak Spanish. I'll be like talking Spanish to her, and like people are like, "What the heck is going on?"
Yeah, people like yeah. I remember the first time I heard him speak Spanish, I was like, "Oh, you speak Spanish?"
Yeah,
Spanish.
people lose their mind. Yeah,
like, you speak That's Spanish. Right. Spanish. Okay.
So I'm guessing she's like came over here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like she.
Did your parents like meet? Like, was your dad in the army or something, or she just met her out?
No, they met here.
Okay.
Yeah. No, she came over when she was like 15.
Cool.
Yeah. A dreamer. Awesome. A dreamer.
She's a dreamer.
Sorry. We're not going to get political.
No. We're not today. We can't. We can't. We can do it off camera, but we're not going to get political.
But yeah. So they met, and yeah.
So you've been playing music.
Like, I would say since legitimate playing music. I would say since about sophomore in high school.
Did you start out in like bands?
So, not really. I was like just kind of like coming up with these songs like on my own. Like what am I thinking about? And my brother, who's like a writer, and poet, like he would
Cool.
come up with these like lyrics, and he'd be like, "Oh, like put music to it," because he was like, because once he was like, "Oh, you're playing guitar and you can sing," he's like, "Yeah, now you could like put music to my words." So we would just kind of do that, and then we formed our own band.
That's pretty
where
dope.
He like played drums, and we would like have different people like come play bass.
I'm a drummer. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh,
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yes, I am. I mean, I haven't played professionally in a while. I've played recently at a show, but I was a drummer for 10 years, and I love it. I miss it. So if you ever, I don't have a drum set anymore, unfortunately.
That's like the one important
Requirement.
part
Yeah.
of being a drummer. Like if you're a drummer, people are like, well, you need the kit somewhere.
I could tap.
See,
on it.
it was that frustration used to get me with DJing. Like guys used to be like, I'm a DJ, but they don't have any equipment. I'm like, how do you how do you practice?
Right.
How do you practice? Like,
I have like a drum pad at home. I like do like paradiddles and rudiments on.
Oh, that's
and stuff.
cool. Though.
Yeah.
Keep
But-
it fresh.
Keep
yeah,
it tight.
It's one of those like never forget how to ride a bicycle kind of thing.
It's cool.
I know how to play. Like few months ago, maybe even like end of last summer, I was at a show and they had me come up on stage and play all the small things.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
That's
which was
pretty
a lot
dope.
of fun. It was a lot.
That's
of fun.
cool.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
All right, Ryan.
So you're at home like
Yeah, it drives everybody nuts.
Doing the paradiddles.
I used to get in trouble when I worked at Stop and Shop because I would be I was a cashier and I would be there just tapping and people would come over and be like, "You gotta stop tapping. You gotta stop tapping right now."
Can I tell you? So, my first apartment with Chrissy was actually her dad's basement in her house, and the apartment was next to his. He's a drummer,
Oh, cool.
and so but the apartment was like right next to his rehearsal like studio.
Yeah.
So like all the time he would just like hear paradiddles. Like
That's
like,
awesome.
"Dakka-da-dakka-da-dakka." Well, awesome for you,
Right.
but but we're like we're just trying to
Trying to go
like
sleep?
watch a movie or sleep or eat or something.
How come every movie we watch there's drumming in the background?
Like, yeah, why do they keep
Nick
doing
Cannon,
paradiddles?
Drumline, best movie ever.
Nick Cannon drumline, best movie ever.
That guy can't do anything wrong.
Yo,
Except not have a kid. Oh, I don't know. Sorry.
Got a ton of them. Got a ton of those.
Except
got-
not have a kid, I said.
how many?
Kids.
Yeah, how many kids does he have? He has like 12 or something like
Yeah,
that.
there's a lot of them.
Yeah,
A lot of
good
them.
for him. You know, he's.
He's just wilding out.
Oh, wow!
Sorry.
That was good.
No,
That
it's
was
good.
good. Good.
That was
That
good.
was
Thank
good.
you.
I like
I have
that.
my moments.
I know your kids are still young, but have they shown any musical?
Oh, absolutely. Anna just had her piano recital yesterday.
Beautiful.
She did Hedwig's theme from Harry Potter.
They're not playing "Mary Had a Little Lamb" anymore.
Well, no, I
Is
mean
going
she's 8, so
full
she's
two hands. That's
she's
crazy.
she is 2 hands. Chrissy accompanied her at the recital, and Sophie, her pitch is like stupendous. Like she's like singing and like talking. So
Wow.
I mean, both these kids are really.
And
Actually, before I came here to play, I was like practicing in the living room, and she wanted to get her ukulele. She's 2,
that's
and like
adorable.
she was like playing, and like as I was singing the lyrics, like she would get like the last like 2 words of like the line, and I'm like,
Nice.
yeah, she's like these kids are
Nice.
yeah.
And is she good?
And Chrissy's a music teacher, so like we're just
Oh.
singing all the time in the house.
Okay.
See, that's
Yeah.
like one thing I have that I think is amazing, like having just a house full of music.
Yeah.
And like
That's
so
awesome.
You said she plays ukulele. Does she actually?
No, I mean like it's like a toy ukulele.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So she's just like kind of like
Strumming?
she's like strumming it and like singing. She's like imitating the motions, but I mean that's a good.
Starting point.
Yeah, exactly.
And your other one does piano.
She does piano. She does recorder at school.
That's
Whoa.
She sings.
Hold up.
amazing.
Let's not recorder. I played a mean recorder in school.
Okay.
You know, I
Still
was
musical ability.
I was killing Old McDonald.
There you go. Hot
know,
cross buns all day.
We said let's go band.
Oh really?
Let's go band.
What's a recorder?
It's like a woodwind.
It's like the little-
instrument.
Oh.
Yeah.
You
They
know.
start you off in like 3rd grade.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
You know.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I actually sucked at recording.
Really?
I mean, it was like
Everybody's got different skills. Everybody's got different skill sets.
It wasn't like I wasn't really captivated by it. Like it wasn't. I was
Okay.
already looking to try to be a DJ at that point.
He was
You
like,
know.
just give me the technics, man.
Yeah. Give me something that I can play other people's music.
That's right. Well, listen. I also heard, I've been listening to this podcast for a while. I do want to say, like, I know a lot of people like talk about, the DJ equipment and stuff. That's a musical instrument, man. You got to practice with it. You got to like
true.
know your ability. You have to
It's
be
true.
fast with it. You got like, come on, man.
Absolutely.
Like, let's be serious.
Rob's mom is one of my biggest fans.
Absolutely. Yes.
That's not even like a your mama joke or anything like that. Like
She is.
No, like she's like my biggest advocate in the church.
Can I tell you? So Phil was the DJ at our wedding, mine and Chrissy's wedding.
That's an awesome wedding.
My mom, I shit you not. So she was, we were like talking about like ideas for the wedding and stuff. And my mom was like, Phil's going to be the DJ for your wedding. And like, we were like, we haven't even like talked about that. Yeah. And she's like, I'm telling you now. She's like, I'm paying him. Phil's going to be the DJ. And I was like, okay. I was like, I have no problem with that. I was like, we didn't like get to that part of the checklist yet, but I was like, no, yeah.
Yo,
she is like,
she
Esther,
ran
shout
my
out
mom
Esther.
down in the church to get my number from her because I had stopped going. So she was just like, Mrs. Carmen, where's your son? And then my mom came to me that week like, so Miss Esther is gonna give you a call.
I can name like on two hands like the amount of people who've done like an impression of my mother. And like every single person like kills it. I love it.
Well, I would love to also see like, do you have like a video of her talking so I can like have a base?
So she has a
I don't have it on, but like
no, but she has a very thick accent, but like she's got she's a very big personality.
her personality
She's
is
got
huge.
a very big personality,
Yes.
man.
Yes.
And Peruvian, that food must be.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Didn't your brother move to Peru?
he did. He
Yeah.
moved there like 10 years ago.
Yeah. Is he
Maybe
still there?
12,
Yeah.
13. Yeah, he's
He
still
came
there.
back like a couple of years during the COVID for a little
He came
bit.
for a little bit, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, he travels a lot because
Yeah.
he's an English teacher.
English teacher.
And he does like model UN stuff. He like flew to China.
Damn.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, he's like going all over the place. He comes to New York
Have you
City every once in a
gone
while.
to Peru?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the last time I went to Peru, I was young-ish. I'm like 12 maybe.
Mhm.
I don't like to fly.
Oh, that's
And
not good.
And that flight itself is pretty rough.
Oh yeah.
Cause,
Yeah, that's like a
'cause, you're
7-hour
going over the
flight.
mountains, and it's like you know
Yeah.
the turbulence is bad.
Yeah.
So I don't like to fly in general. So I mean, I'm not really looking forward to like booking a flight to Peru. But yeah, the last time I was there, I was like,
I'm gonna
super
ask a question. I'm gonna sound like an idiot asking.
It's okay.
it. Where exactly is Peru?
young. South America.
South America. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Very cool. I mean, I would imagine it's probably beautiful there.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
You know,
I'm guessing you still have family there.
My brother.
Or your brother, yeah, brother, right?
No, yeah, no. I yes, I do have other family. Yes.
so you know who else is families from Peru? Tom Segura.
You know
His
what?
mom's from
Yeah, that's so
Peru.
fun. Yes.
It's like almost the same story.
When I watched his first, exactly, yeah. When I watched his first
Same
stand up,
story.
and I was like,
Why does he
it's like
speak
looking in a freaking mirror. Like, what the hell is going on? Yeah. And I was like, yep. I'm like that's totally the
That's
same
what I was
vibe.
thinking too. I was
Like
thinking
white
the same
guy,
thing.
Peruvian, yeah.
I was thinking the same thing. So what's your father's side?
German,
German. Okay.
Bock.
Bock. Oh yeah, yeah. But that's what I was thinking too when you said Peru. I was like, wait, isn't that comedian's mom from there as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Very similar when they speak. Very similar.
Okay.
Tom's mom is a lot heavier accent.
Right. Because your mom's been here for a minute.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But yes, her personality is like,
Yeah, she's like a lot of fun. Like every time, because I just did the 70th anniversary for the church, and she was like, "Oh, thank God you're here." I was like, "Oh yeah, thank you."
You know-
Will called me, and she's like, "Make sure you play my disco." I'm like, I got you.
you know
I
how
got
you know how I know she has a big personality is random people will come up to me and just be like, "You're Esther's son,"
Mm.
and I'll be like, "Who are you?" And like,
Yeah.
like, "Yep, you know my mother." Like, yeah, that's yeah. She-
It's the same for me and my mom. For different reasons. Like everybody knows my mom at church.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Well, I know why, but like she's been there for almost 40 years. So yeah. Yeah.
She should leave. She should come home.
She should leave.
Go back home. Oh, she's not living at the church. Okay.
No, she's not living at the church.
Church. Got it.
She's only there every day. I'm busting the chops for years. I tell my mom she's studying for the finals.
Oh my god, it's amazing.
The one day she doesn't go is when the world's gonna end.
I'm like,
Basically.
she's been studying for the finals. And then I was getting she had surgery back in October. I was getting on. I was like, all that time you spent at the church, I didn't see one of these church motherfuckers come to the house to see how you're doing. But she said when she went back, everybody was like, they didn't know what happened.
They're all
Where
busy
you been?
praying.
Yeah,
They're all busy praying.
Exactly.
Yeah. Very cool. So you've been playing since you were young, and you've had a couple of bands and stuff. How did you come to just like it just being acoustic is the best avenue for me?
I mean, I do some electric stuff.
Okay.
But I mean, acoustic is just
Woogie.
it's yeah. But acoustic is just like I guess more convenient.
Yeah.
Because with electric, like you got to plug in, you got to do this. Like acoustic, you just play by yourself, and it's you're just making music.
I tried to learn how to play guitar. I just could never like figure out the hand placement, the finger placement, and all that stuff. I just
Sorry,
couldn't
Jess.
get it. All right. I know that finger placement, but I just couldn't. I couldn't. The hardest thing for me to ever understand on a guitar neck is just like how you got to move the hands.
Yeah, it's what? It's one of those things where you just got to build it up. Like the first couple times you do it, it's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
And it's like it doesn't feel right, but then like the more you do it, you just kind of get used to it, and then it just becomes second nature.
That's what she
Like
said.
it's just yes.
Yeah. Well, I was waiting.
You got to build.
Yes.
Do you build up like calluses and stuff?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Like when I first started playing guitar, like my friend's dad, who was a guitar player, showed me like the pentatonic scale, and I would just like it was one summer I just sat with the guitar and I was just like practicing it.
What's that?
The pentaton.
It's like a blues scale. It's like a method for like
Isn't that-
like soloing and like improvising and stuff.
Isn't that basically I'll be watching you?
Is it? Oh, maybe.
Yeah, the police. I'll be watching you. That's how it was a scale that he was showing someone, and they just turned it into a song. Yeah. I don't know if it's I don't know enough about playing guitar.
It might be.
But,
I have to check.
He was.
Chrissy's not here. She would like
know?
think it'd be like oh yeah it is.
Yeah.
I'm not the.
You play from the heart.
Yeah, I play from the heart.
Yeah, it's the black part in you. That's what it is.
So
Chrissy plays from the mind.
Who are like some of your influence? Like who have been some? Of
Oh,
your
man.
growing up?
Obviously, Blues Traveler.
Of course,
The best.
Creed, obviously.
You know how many times I've played shows like I do covers gigs as well as original gigs,
Right.
and like the amount of times I've played covers gigs and people are like Creed, and I'm like where did this come from? Because I'm like I remember growing up that was like not a great I was like Creed was like a joke.
Yes, it
And,
still is.
Is it?
Creed-
I'm like
Creed and Nickelback.
Is it like an ironic thing? Because like
I
people,
think
I'll
it's
be playing a
ironic.
gig and somebody's be like, "Play Creed," and I'm like, "Are you like sincere about this?"
They're making
Yeah.
a comeback, a big comeback.
It's like, are they?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh, absolutely.
I've been seeing a lot.
No,
of
because I get ironic requests as a DJ all the time.
Okay.
What's so funny?
That
Why
makes
is that
sense.
funny?
Like what's an iconic
Ironic request?
ironic request?
My Heart Will Go On, Celine Dion, when I have a full dance floor. That's an ironic request. And I
That's
used
an
to get that
ironic request.
every Friday in the same
Holy
spot
shit.
from different people.
Wow.
I remember I was playing this spot that I stopped playing at because I dealt with some racist shit. And
I know that place.
yeah, you know that place. And
We'll talk about it off camera.
Yeah.
yeah, we'll talk about it off camera. And one of the nights that I was playing, somebody asked me for My Heart Will Go On, Celine Dion. I was like, "You mean the song from Titanic?" I'm like, "Yeah." And then I was like, "All right, I got you," with no intention of playing that fucking song. And then
Oh, man, that's-
my computer crashed. So now I got dead air. So I rebooted the machine. I let it give an announcement and everything like that. And I said, you know what? If there's any time to play that stupid song,
It's that
I'll
time.
play
Yeah.
it. So I looked it up, and I had a house remix of it.
Oh.
So I played a house remix of it, and then it fucking tore the roof off.
Take that, irony.
Sure.
Yeah, I was upset. That's one of the things as a DJ when like a shitty request works. You're just kind of like,
Oh, damn, I hate that.
Yeah.
because it wasn't my idea.
I wish it wasn't such a good idea.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Another, I don't know if it's ironic, but another request that's like big right now is Whitney Houston. I Want to Dance with Somebody.
Oh, I love that song.
I don't know.
My
Yeah, I don't know if
favorite
that's an ironic. That's
It's a great
legit
song.
Great
One of
song.
my favorite
Yeah,
songs
and then
ever.
ABBA, a lot of ABBA requests.
Oh, ABBA's big right
I
now.
love.
New
ABBA.
album.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
why. But it's been like that for the last 2.5 years.
They came out with a new album about 2 years ago.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But also, I mean, like with the Mamma Mia, like coming like
Yeah.
the
I was getting
musical
like
coming up, and like
I was getting
I
like
love ABBA. So.
Man After Midnight. What's the
Ooh, gimme,
that one was
man.
big when I was
Wait,
DJing at
really?
Swingers. Yeah,
Did ABBA have a Broadway music play?
I think
Did it have
so.
what?
A Broadway play
Like a
musical.
broad-
Yeah, Mamma Mia.
Mamma Mia, like the Italian wedding?
That's the musical.
Oh, I know that.
It's like a jukebox musical of all their songs.
Oh, I had no idea that the Mamma Mia movie that's about the Italian wedding is an ABBA.
That's all ABBA songs.
Huh.
I just found
Wow.
another musical Ryan likes.
Mind,
Maybe. I don't know.
Mind just blown.
Oh.
Look at that. And I'm an Italian.
Are you?
No, it's Greek. I think they're on a Greek island.
Oh.
Maybe that's why.
I thought that was.
Oh.
I thought the Greek one.
I
Was,
thought-
four weddings. And
No, that's the British
That's
one.
British.
You're thinking of not My Big Fat Greek
I
Wedding.
know nothing. Yeah, my big fat Greek.
Yeah, the
wedding.
one that's Greek was the one with the word Greek in the title.
Yes, I know. Good lord. I just watched The Godfather and call it a day.
You can,
It's a good one.
you can, but you know the horns are very loud in that movie.
Yes, they are. Very loud. Okay, so
Influences? Yeah, that's where we were.
influences. Yeah, that's where we started out. Esteban. Is Esteban one of them?
Definitely.
Yeah, that guy.
That guy. So a lot of my so when I was younger, I would just be listening to whatever my mother and my
Carlos?
brother was listening to.
Yep.
And
Little
it was,
brother-
like
little
a lot of
brother
radio, and like kind of like absorbing. But then I got into like the Beatles, like one of the biggest influences. Our whole wedding procession was Beatles songs.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
I know.
forgot.
Yeah, because we're hipsters.
At least you own it, bro.
That's-
At least you own it.
I own
you know?
it.
At first, I stepped away.
No,
from,
no,
I
I'm
would
not
like step
saying
away
that
from
you-
it. I'm like, I guess.
I'm not saying that you don't. You started owning it
Look at
more
me.
recently, but there was a while where you were like reluctant about the idea, and I was like, bro, come on. Like you just talked. Like at the time, he wasn't even shooting film yet. I was like, you just told me about this camera you want to buy, and it's anyway. Yes, hipsters, big Beatles.
Yeah, so the Beatles, and I got into like classic rock. Actually, it was around the same time that I started playing guitar that I reached out to a friend of mine in high school, and I was like, "Listen, I give you like 7 blank CDs. Just put stuff that you think I would like, that I would be really into." And he gave me like a bunch of classic rock artists, like Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, like a lot of the classic rock stuff. And from there, that was the starting point of me like kind of like really getting into like my own music that I was interested in, not just kind of like what my brother and my mother were listening to or like the radio. And I started discovering artists. From there, I discovered the band, who's one of my favorite artists. And then I discovered one of the biggest turning points for me was when I discovered an artist named Graham Parsons, who was
Sounds familiar.
he's a country musician.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like a trust fund kid, and he just like kind of like did his own thing in like the 60s, 70s. And from then on, like I like discovered country music, and I started getting into that and like the bluegrass scene and all that stuff. And his like the nudie suit that I'm wearing, the homemade nudie suit. It's called a nudie suit because it's named after this guy, Nudya, a Ukrainian Nudya. I forgot how to say the last name.
Something nude.
No. And so like that kind of stuff became like part of like my musical identity, and like the country and like I don't know. It's like country. It's like genre fallacy.
Yes, they're confining.
Yeah. So I mean,
Yeah.
I love all kinds of music. Like I'll listen to anything.
That I can attest to. I know that much just growing up. Like there was a lot of times where like, like when you're young and dumb, you're just kind of like, this guy doesn't know this. Oh, okay, he knows this stuff. And then it's
What about,
surprising.
like Carlos Santana.
I recently saw Carlos Santana
Saw him.
at Jones Beach.
He didn't just like him. He went to see
I
him.
went with my mother actually
Oh,
to go
well,
see
that-
Carlos
That
Santana.
makes sense.
And
Where was it? Long Beach.
at Jones Beach.
Jones Beach.
Is that the
And
one
the
that's on the
Nikon
water?
Theater?
Yeah. What?
Nikon Theater?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And the Counting Crows were opening.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah.
The juxtaposition.
The
Seriously.
juxtaposition was wild. And so yeah, I like Santana. And I mean, I like everything, man. I'm listening to I listen to country music, I listen to folk music, I listen to like Kendrick, I listen to I don't discriminate my music choices.
are you more like new country or like older country?
I like older country.
Yeah.
Country is making such a there's like all these country scenes right now. And especially like in New York City, like in Brooklyn.
Oh
like, all
yeah,
the
yeah.
stuff,
The
like,
country
the
scene
revival
in
stuff.
Brooklyn is interesting.
Yeah.
Really?
And like
Yeah.
and like there's new country, but there's like alternative like new country. and then
This
there's
is like country hip hop.
and there's queer country like Chapel Roan, and stuff like that.
Oh,
That's
okay.
like really big.
I wouldn't.
I played a couple of queer country nights, being that kind of an artist. So
That's cool. I didn't know that she was considered country.
oh, absolutely,
Chapel Roan, really?
Chapel Roan, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I say that's. I would have thought
The album's called "The Rise and Fall of a Midwest Princess."
Oh, okay.
So there you go.
It's a great album.
Okay.
So it is a great album.
Beyonce.
Beyonce,
You know what?
Cowboy Carter.
As someone that's in the country, like, what do you think about that album being listed as a country album,
Ooh.
but
And
then
also
at
winning
the same
Best album?
one album of the year, a country album of the year,
Yeah.
and then also at the same time being kind of like ousted by the country community?
I mean, we could talk about it, but then it's going to get political, as you
Yeah,
say.
you can go there. I don't have anything to worry about when it comes to political. I just
Oh, okay.
yeah.
So I mean, I try not to weigh in on things I don't know about. I mean, I love country music and I like country artists. I love Beyonce. I love her as a performer, as an artist. She's a great singer. She's a great, performer. I listened to that album. I enjoyed that album. It has a lot of country elements. I would say it's a country album, like
Traditionally country.
Yeah,
Because I grew up on traditional country music myself.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know I think it's one of those things where, essentially the country, like country music awards, like they're just like gatekeeping. They're like, oh, you don't belong here. Like why are you,
Yeah, I got you.
So it's, it's one of those things where, like
But now is she going to be a country artist? Like, is the next thing she puts out going to be?
but again, genres of fallacy. Like
Right.
she's an artist. Like
Right.
whether she, like so many different artists will be like, oh, I'm putting out this album. Like this is gonna be my country album. Or like this is gonna be my. Like Ray Charles did the same thing. Like
yeah, Ray Charles did a country album.
Yeah, like modern sounds.
Justin
yeah,
Timberlake did a country album.
yeah. It's not so much
And-
about like calling yourself a country artist. It's like it's the different perceptions you want to create. Like even when she like did like her alter ego Sasha Fierce. Like
Yeah.
like she's just like
Didn't
being
know
an
that
artist
one.
who's creating like going through these different things. Like when the Beatles did Sgt. Pepper's, like and they created like that alter ego. Like
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
like
And
artists are
and
just
Garth
creating
Brooks.
art. Oh, the shit, I can't think of the name now.
I don't know it either.
Prince had several different
Absolutely.
personas. Like he wrote different pieces of music under different pseudonyms because those were the personalities he was trying to embody when he was writing those things, and he's credited them on his album. So you'll see a credit on the album to somebody else. That's just another one of Prince's personas.
He's
Yeah.
crediting himself.
Yeah. Because
And
Prince
yeah.
plays like every instrument
Oh,
on the
yeah.
album.
Yeah.
At the
It's-
time
Yeah,
he was
and
doing
like
that.
people, and like artists want to create in like different styles. Like, why are you going to limit yourself to like one style? Like,
Mm-hmm.
like when I just played, like one of my songs is more folky, one of my songs is more country, one of
Yeah.
my songs is more, like, why limit yourself?
I think my beef with that was there wasn't as much outrage for Post Malone doing the same thing. Because Post Malone was a
Post Malone's
rapper.
white and a man.
I
Oh,
know
shit.
that.
I was supposed to.
I know that. But that's obvious what it is. But like, if we're gonna have that conversation about you're not a this artist,
Yeah.
let's have it across the board for all the artists. They didn't say there wasn't that kind of outrage for Justin Timberlake when he became the man of the woods.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
there
Taylor
was there's
Swift did it too.
yeah. Taylor Swift is a pop artist that slips.
And she slips in and out of that.
Yeah, slips in and out of country whenever she wants to. Even Nelly, as an artist, performs and goes on tour with country artists. He's on a bunch of country songs. Nobody's giving them shit about it. But like, why is it that at that point when we got Beyonce doing this, which I'm not a fan of Beyonce, but I at the very least can look at Beyonce as a performer and be like, she's a good performer. She's an amazing performer. She's an amazing singer.
Yeah.
She's just not my cup of tea.
Yeah. You don't
But
have to-
I don't have to like it,
but you can respect
I
it.
can respect what she does.
I think it's because she's such the top of the game that everyone's got their eyes on it and stuff.
I think that's what it is.
That could
I
be
think that's what it is.
But to be like, in the country, music association, and like have this like big artist like make this album that's like, she's like, I've been co-signed by like Willie Nelson and Dolly Parton, like, and you're gonna say it's not a country not a country album, like you're really reaching to like push back on someone.
I actually haven't listened to it. I'll probably listen to it on the way home. But
Yeah.
I've heard the one song. It sounds like it has like a lot of like other music elements in it.
So she did. What's the song that was really big?
Texas Hold'em.
No, the other one, Jolene. She did a cover
she
of
did.
She did a cover of
Jolene.
Jolene?
Yes.
But
Yeah.
like a cover, like acoustic cover? Or
Yes.
Like, okay.
It was.
Don't
I'm
yell
sorry.
at
I'm
me.
sorry.
Jesus
I'm not yelling at you. I'm yelling at the man,
The people.
the country man.
Yeah.
No, I'm
Mr. Country.
Yeah,
We
Mr.
all know
Country.
Mr. Country.
It's Kid Rock, apparently.
Oh
God.
yeah.
Fucking-
That's
Um,
another one.
yeah.
That's another. Why are we not mad at Kid Rock for being a rapper for the tail end of the
No, we can be
'90s?
mad at Kid Rock.
We can.
We can be mad at him
Listen,
for a lot.
he's just a kid. Leave him alone.
He's just a kid, that likes to play with rocks.
And she also did a Blackbird on which I thought was very very clever
Still on
and
the one
topical on that one album. Yeah, she
Oh,
did.
wait,
She
listen
did a
to
cover of the Beatles' Blackbird, which was originally written about like civil rights and stuff.
Yeah.
But I thought that was like a clever nod.
All these songs are on that one.
that
Cowboy
one
Carter,
country
yeah.
album.
It sounds like a great album. I have to listen on the way home. I
And
don't
then the
wanna be a
thing
year
is,
late.
she's not saying I'm a country artist now. She's just saying I made a country album.
Yeah.
Right.
What's wrong with doing that? Just like
No, that's a good point. Like, why, if you're a rock star, why can't you go out and make a children's album?
why not?
Well, I mean,
No, seriously, why not? If it's appropriate enough, if it has all the
as
elements.
long as you're not from the Lost Prophets.
Actually, what's funny is to tie it back into one of my favorite artists, Grant Parsons. So back in like 67, 68, he was playing in a band called the Byrds, who were like famous for like Mr. Tambourine, like
Yeah.
and like doing like all that. They were like considered like a rock group.
Okay.
And then in 68, they put out this album called Sweetheart of the Rodeo, where they were like covering these classic country songs and stuff.
Mhm.
And they were like, no, we want to make like this country album. And it was like, it's quote unquote considered like the first like country rock album because like it's a rock band playing like country songs. And like even then like they played the Grand Ole Opry.
Oh.
And people were like, why are you here? Like you shouldn't be here. Like, and there was like a lot of political elements too to that. They were like, oh, cut your hair and like stuff like that. But like since the 60s, like that has constantly been like an issue. Like, oh, genre, like you can't do this, you can't do that.
Well, genres. I've always believed that genres are heavily based on race because there's
Yes.
there's an argument to be made around country music in its vocal delivery and lyrical content and tempo range that is just R&B for white people.
Yes.
Like,
Correct.
there are even songs that cross over. And furthermore, T-Pain, who talks about how he writes a lot of country songs and he's credited for a lot of country music, but he doesn't put his name on the record before the artist gets it because when he used to do that, he used to get like hate mail and death threats from people
I did not know that.
because he was listed as the writer for a country song.
Wow.
So now he's like, just send me the check.
Wow.
But like a lot of what country music is just R&B. And it's not, that was a joke. It's for white people, but at the same time, as far as the Grammy Association is concerned, like depending on who's giving you that music, those lyrics and that melody, it dictates where it falls on the spectrum of musics, like whether it's R&B or country. Same thing, same thing. Like the difference between R&B and gospel is whether or not you mention God. Because if you listen to gospel music, for the most part, gospel music is R&B, but it's just talking
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
scripture.
Right.
I mean,
But that's like Ray Charles when he was doing like
Yeah,
I got a woman.
Yeah.
It's like the original's like I got a savior. It's like, I got
yeah,
a
something like that. The original song was a gospel song.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I mean, I think the whole thing with like the Grammys and the CMTs, it's just like with the Academy Awards and the Oscars and everything. It's just a bunch of people saying, in a room somewhere, they're all secretive and making decisions for the whole industry. So like, it's these award shows are just the worst.
yeah. Well, it's just rich people patting themselves on the
Yeah,
back.
and they're
Look how fucking awesome we are.
I enjoy the pageantry of the award shows.
Do you?
I do. I just like it's. I enjoy it. I just like seeing people dress up and get awards. I mean,
I get it.
it's a what's the word?
It's a guilty pleasure.
It's a guilty pleasure. Yeah.
Guilty pleasure, like trash TV, like watching the Real Housewives.
Or the Kardashians.
Oh,
Yeah, no, I mean that I can't do.
I I was thinking about it this week. Like, the Kardashians are like a constant reminder that you're not ugly, you're just broke.
I think I saw something.
Yes,
You're just
absolutely.
broke.
Yeah.
100%. 100%.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
To get back to this man's music.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. we
Oh
went-
wait, you were a musician?
He's a musician.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Weird.
he's got a guitar and everything. Where do you? So, your songs are wonderful. They're fantastic.
Thank you.
Where do you get your inspiration for your songs? Is it life? Is it past things? Is it just like a feeling, a moment?
He did the one song that he's gonna sing today that I can tell was like he wrote that from his heart. The first time I heard it, he's gonna start performing later today. Y'all see it. You'll know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think. Well, the last song that you're going to perform that we've looked at because we're in the present. Really, the last. It was something about like you said something along like the breaking up with you was like. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't remember off the top.
I know which song you're talking about.
But it was because we've all gone through breakups and stuff, and like it hit me and stuff. It was a very emotional song and stuff. It was really great stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah, but
Thank I mean,
that song did that come from like a previous breakup or, like
well, that song's. I mean,
what's the name of the song too?
that song is called "Sincerely My Alibi."
Gotcha.
That song, I think I was just kind of like in a sad kind of place, and it's just like you just kind of like reach in, and it's one of those things where it's one of those moments where like you're like, I think I know what the song's about. I'm not sure what it's about, but then you kind of like put the words together.
Yeah.
The song is essentially about like how we are and like how we lie to ourselves about like the things that we believe or the things that we think.
Right.
And I mean, the inspiration for different songs like comes from different. Like I wrote one song about like a William Faulkner book that I read, and I was like, oh, I want to do this as a song.
That's dope.
Or I mean, so I'm actually part of a songwriting community.
Oh, nice.
Called Big City Folk.
Oh, nice.
Run by this guy named Niall Connolly, who's a good friend of mine, and like we get together like maybe once every other week, and it's like people like a bunch of different songwriters will get together and like they'll write songs, and they'll occasionally do like a word challenge, and like from that word you have to like it's kind of like
cool.
to kick the idea.
Yeah.
And so like different songs. I mean, I know some people will say like, oh, this is about this breakup with this person.
Yeah.
But I think it's more than that. I think like yes, the idea can come from one thing, but it's the edits. Like I feel like a lot of people, and I know Ryan, you were talking about this before, how like
how I don't like musicals.
No, just kind of how like the oversaturation of like I could throw a rock and like two walls that this room shares with you could hit like a musician.
Oh yeah.
And I think it's really about like anybody could just like write a song, but I think it's really about like when you keep editing and like kind of like digging down, like kind of getting to the core of what it is really like that's when you're like gonna hit the nerve of the song. Like anybody can just be like, oh, I'm sad and I wrote this song, or whatever. But like, yeah, we can all do that. Well, but it's like it's the way you do it, and like you just it's the craft. Like it's like Michelangelo with like the stone. Like you just keep carving away until like it's there. Like
right.
You gotta find it.
Now, excuse me if this is too personal, but like are there certain songs in your life that maybe you crafted from personal experiences, like with your family and with like your wife, your kids,
yeah. So on one of my EPs, I wrote a song called Anna, which is about my daughter, Anna.
Is your daughter's name Anna?
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense.
And it was just kind of like that song. You could find it's on an EP called From a Chrysler 7.
On Spotify.
So that on Spotify, yeah, on all the streamings,
on all the
Tidal,
platforms,
which will pay the artists more.
Good.
Support your local artists.
Absolutely.
And so for that one, like she was a baby, and I was like kind of like just singing a song, and I was kind of like trying to tap into this moment of like.
Was she your firstborn or?
She was my first.
Okay.
That was the first time I was a father.
Gotcha.
And that like will change the fuck out of you.
Yes, it will.
And I was just sitting there, and I was like, I loved the moment of her as a baby, and I was like, man, I really want to like hold on to this moment, and like the song is about how I want to like live in this moment with you, and I know someday you're gonna grow up, you're gonna be a teenager, we're gonna fight, you're gonna think I'm an asshole, I'm gonna think you're a fucking asshole, but like we'll always have like this moment,
Yeah.
and like I would like sing it to her, and when she was I'm like in her like little like rocking thing, and that's kind of like where that came from.
That's sweet. That's
so.
awesome.
That's like one of those songs.
As a former child asshole, I know.
Same. Yeah, same.
Ditto.
But yeah, I mean,
I'm
songs,
still a child asshole. Not for nothing. I'm
We're all
still a
little-
child
we're all
asshole.
Maybe we
assholes a
should
little
stop saying, so we don't get flagged. Maybe just stop saying child asshole. Yeah, let's just maybe not get flagged on YouTube. or
Not that
Spotify.
kind of
I know.
of child hole, but like
Okay, yeah, that made it worse. That made it worse. Good night, guys. Good night. No,
But songs come from lots of places,
Right, so-
except for there.
except for there. That's the place songs should not come from.
Yeah, songs don't come from there.
But yeah, I mean,
Well,
you know.
yeah, I'm always curious about where musicians craft, their songs from and what they write them about and stuff like that. I mean, it's always personal things, but I just like hearing some from other people, like what gets into their mind so deeply that they're like, I need to express this through a song, and then write the lyrics, and then write the guitar. Like that's another thing too. Like just that always blew my mind with like specifically guitar writers and singers, how you think of a lyrics, think of a song, and then you just find these melodies and just match them to the song and stuff. It's crazy.
A lot of it's stealing.
All
I mean,
four.
it's like you think you're pulling from something, and you're like, oh, I came up with this idea, and then it's like, and like I could swear to you, it'll happen 100 times. Like 2 weeks later, you'll hear a song, you'll be like,
Oh, that's
melody
what that
came
riff
from.
is.
and like, but like you try and make it your own, and you try and like change it. Like you could like either lean into the thing or like pull away from it. But I mean, it's like one of the other songs that I will do. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what time and space we're in.
Do it. You're gonna do it after this.
One of those songs was kind of like about like my mother actually, and like kind of her like being an immigrant and like coming like to this country and stuff. But I don't know. It's songs come from lots of weird places.
No, that's good. That's good.
Do you have a notebook that you like write down?
I never used to. Actually, what's funny is the way I used to kind of write my songs was the only free time I have to like think at this point is like my drive to work and my drive from work.
Uh-huh.
And so I'll like kind of like be sitting in the car, and if I'm like sometimes I'll like turn the music off, and I'll like kind of like think of idea, like I'll see something and I'll be like, that's kind of what I want to see, or like I'll think of like a melody, or I'll think of something I want to convey, and I'll like come up with something, and I kind of try and like repeat it to myself and like hope that like it sticks, and then it's one of those things where like, and then I just kind of like build off of it, and like if I remember it, I'll be like it was worth remembering. If I don't, it's not.
Wow.
And I let my mind do the work.
Okay.
But lately, so I'm actually in the middle of writing my second musical. Sorry, Ryan. So I've actually been going against that and started like getting a notepad and like actually writing things down because I'm trying.
What's this musical about?
I have a point I want to touch on.
Sorry. The musical's actually going to be. It's actually about the song club that I'm a part of.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of like a chorus line sort of
I like
situation
that.
where like different characters are like different like songwriters, and that's kind of like the premise of it.
Okay.
Very cool. Well, I like the thing you said, like, you repeat the song enough and you hope it sticks. And if it sticks, it means it's like worth making and stuff like that. I love that because I have kind of not very similar, but like kind of a same sort of thing with photography. So when I go out and do street photography, I'm using my Leica M6. It's a film camera. It's not autofocus. I have to manually focus. And sometimes because I'm not focusing right or not doing zone focusing, I'll try to take a photo of like you, but instead Phil was actually the one that was in focus because I didn't do it right.
Yeah.
And a lot of people would say that was a mistake, but in my mind, the way I see it is that photo is like outside of me, and even though I wanted to take a photo of you, I got a photo of Phil. That's the photo saying, no, this is actually what's important.
I like that. Yeah.
And then I think that kind of lines up with like, if a song is important enough to you, you're going to remember it when you have time to make it. So
Yeah.
It's like Bob Ross and his Happy Accidents.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You have to, because a lot of people like, even with like overproduced stuff, like you're trying so hard to like fit things into like a certain mold.
Yeah.
And like sometimes like you just got to let it like breathe a little bit,
Yeah. That's great. No, I like that mentality of like, because I'm not very religious, but I do believe in the universe a lot, and I believe like that kind of situation, yours and the one I was talking about with photography, is very much a universal kind of thing of like, if this song matters, you're gonna remember it.
Yeah.
Mm.
I agree.
So on that note,
Yeah, I feel like
want to put a button on it?
I want to hear this guy play some music, but before we end,
Or did I already play
well,
music?
they'll never know. They'll never know.
If you stop talking about
Stop talking about it, it won't happen.
they won't know.
Yeah, they won't know. But tell everybody where they can find your music, find you.
Remind everybody what your name is, where they can find you. When are you performing next?
Man, so my name is Robert Bock, B-O-C-K. That has to be spelled out for some reason.
Do you have a cousin or family member named Melissa Bock?
It's possible.
Okay.
The band is called The Locksmiths. You could find us at thelocksmithsband.com. You could also find my stuff at robertbachmusic.com. The next show I'll be playing with my friend Christian Apuzzo at Cowgirl Seahorse in South Street Seaport on April 14th,
Love that name.
which is called Ruination Day. Well, we're calling it Ruination Day with the Locksmiths because April 14th is considered Ruination Day, thanks to Gillian Welch.
What is that?
Because she wrote a song called 14th of April, Ruination Day, and the Titanic hit the iceberg, Lincoln was assassinated, and the Black Sunday Dust Bowl of 1935 all happened on April 14th, different years. So, yeah, so that's the event we're kind of doing. You could find us on Spotify, Tidal, Apple Music, all the things. Come out to a show, sign the mailing list. You could sign it up on the website. I love these guys.
That's awesome.
Hipster&Homeboy.
Yeah. Well, we're going to let you play some songs for us, and it's going to be up on our YouTube, and it's also going to be in this episode. So we're going to let you do that. But for right now,
I'm Phil. I'm your homeboy.
I'm Ryan. I'm your hipster.
Drinks up.
Oh, Phil drank all of his.
Oh yeah, I'm a savage.
Oh, you crazy guy. All right.
Thanks for coming out, Rob.
Thank you. My name is Robert Bock. The band is the Locksmiths. This song is called Slippin'. Took a single shot of whiskey, chased that with a stout. Made my way through a couple of tall boys and sank till I bottomed out. Told my wife I was lonely, told my shrink I was shy. Told the officer I wasn't guilty, and I told my kids I was fine. But I'm slipping beneath the weight of my crimes. I take pills for attention, I take pills for a cold, I take pills for this nasty depression, but mostly I take pills 'cause I'm old. Blame my father for his absence, blame the state for my health. I blame whoever I could set my sights on, but I never seem to blame myself. But I'm slipping beneath the weight of my crimes. But I'm slipping, yeah, I'm slipping, 'cause I'm slipping beneath the weight of my crimes. Thank you. Let's do this one. It's one of the more political ones. Very topical for now. This one's called I Dreamt I Saw Her Last Night. I dreamt I saw her
her last night. Alive as you or me. In her hand, a candle held high above the breeze. Now she said, bring your bastards in. I could use the company. I dreamt I saw her last night, alive as you or me. The governor's train moves oh so slow across the promised land. The brakeman's light gives comfort to those about to hang. But the blind girl sneaks a tiny peek at the shade of every man. I dreamt I saw her last night across the promised land. Josiah, oh Josiah, they will cut you down. Anyone with any sense has already left town. I'd let you in to meet my friend, but she's no longer free. I dreamt I saw her last night, alive as you or me. I dreamt I saw her last night, alive as you or me. This one's a more country one will do. This one's called Blue Eyes Blue. Some say time drew the river wide and gave the gale its heartbreaking cry. Others say none of that is true, but I know what made these blue eyes blue. Who knows what cools the burning flame in a pair of fools where each one is to blame? The answers never filter into view, but I know who made these blue eyes blue. I found envy makes them green. They turn red when I get mean. But I never thought these eyes would ever see you leave. My world seems a single you, 'cause it was you who made these blue eyes blue. I found envy makes them green. They turn red when I get mean. But I never thought these eyes would ever see you leave. to say the days will ease the pain, that I will find true happiness again. Though life will never feel quite like new, 'cause it was you who made these blue eyes blue. Yes, it was you who made these blue eyes blue. All right, this one's called "Sincerely My Alibi." Heavy, why is it so heavy? The weight of all these lies. Start that one over. Sincerely My Alibi. Fuck. Sincerely My Alibi. This is the last time I'm gonna fucking do it. Heavy, why is it so heavy? The weight of all these lies. Let go, let me keep it buried, 'cause the truth is mine to hide. Tell me, is this a line you'll buy? Hello, I'm writing from the city. I guess the weather's fine. I'm sorry, the breakup wasn't pretty. I still can't find my spine. Tell me, is this a line you'll buy? Sincerely my alibi. Is that alright? Lately, the mirror seems to hate me, and the TV won't shut up. Maybe I need someone to save me. Perhaps I'm too corrupt. Tell me, is this a line you'll buy? Sincerely my alibi. Tell me, is this a line you'll buy? Sincerely my alibi. Is that alright? Yeah, that's alright. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for coming on. That was, I got chills. Like that shit was so good. That was really, really, really good. Thank you so much
Thank you, Ryan.
for coming on the podcast. Phil, come here. Come on. Get up. Thanks everybody for watching.
Thanks for my friend for coming on and making us look good. Thank you.
Thanks for making me look good, guys.
You're welcome. Thank you everyone for watching. Remember, drinks up, and we will see you in the next one.